We're ready to go.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. I love ride-around videos, so I figured I'd make a ride-around video in Texas. And I've had a couple of people ask about what the car is in the corner of the videos that they see occasionally. And so here it is. It's my favorite toy, my Honda Civic. Okay, well maybe it's not my favorite toy. Those of you that watch the channel regularly know what I'm talking about. So let's move over to that and let's go for a ride. Let's go for a ride in this one. It's a lot more fun than the Honda. I have to take the wife to the airport anyway today, so it gives me a good excuse to get it out because it's a pretty day. It's only about 80 degrees out so far. And we toned down the car noise quite a bit because it's kind of a noisy car and it's a convertible and we're running with the top down. As you can see in this one, my camera person's going over the top of the windshield to take a shot. She likes being the camera person, but she won't be in the frame no matter what. Got the golf course over to the left. So to me, this is all pretty boring because this is just the neighborhood. But when I look at other people's drive-around videos, I think that they probably think the same thing. It's just the neighborhood, so it's not that interesting. Like I drive by fire station number 1 every day. It's sort of funny. There's no fire station number 2. There's only one fire station in the city. If I were to turn the volume up so that you could hear the car at the volume I hear it at, you'd say, holy crap, that thing's noisy. So I figured you didn't want to listen to that for the whole video. And it hears every single bump you run across. I put the microphone down on the floor and I figured I'd dub the audio in later, just so it wasn't so painful. This thing, if you were to run over a coin, you know what year it was. Okay, now we're coming up to the highway. Now we're going to the airport, which isn't very far away. And when you're running around in Texas, everything is a highway. Yep, she decided to pull it inside. She didn't want to lose the camera in the wind. So let's go right down the interstate a little bit. Now I'm going to take it easy and stay back away from the cars in front of us so you can see around a little bit. You don't want to spend the whole video staring at the back bumper of a car. This particular street has been a construction zone for about 10 years now. When we moved here, it was one lane each direction, and now it's pretty much a highway, just like the rest of Texas. But we're going to break out of the construction zone pretty quick here. I told her while we're doing the ride around to go ahead and just aim the camera at anything that looked interesting along the way. But it's a pretty boring state, so there wasn't anything interesting right along this part. A bunch of houses, that's about it. I originally put the microphone on the floor hoping it'd get rid of some wind noise and all that, but it didn't work. Yeah, we see an airplane up there. That's where we're going. Same place it is. Okay, the airport's coming up on the right here. The airport is 17,207 acres, which translates to about 27 square miles. That translates to about 70 square kilometers. Okay, we're passing the car dealerships, and once we pass this bridge right here coming up, everything to the right is DFW Airport. Okay, everything here is DFW. That bridge actually goes into the side of the airport. It's about a quarter mile inside the airport. So everything you're seeing here is all airport property to our right. So the turn we're coming up on will take us to the center of the airport. So everything we've passed so far is pretty much the west side of the airport. And she just told me that she doesn't know what terminal we're going to. And with the size of the airport and the distance between the terminals, we're going to have to stop up here and figure out where we're going before we continue through the gates. Okay, the traffic next to us is going about 60 miles an hour, so pretend you don't see what happens next. And that's 60. And yeah, if you're wondering, they charge you to go to the airport. Just to go in and drop somebody off, they charge you $2. Car's so short it's kind of hard to reach the button. And just like all of Texas, they're working on the roads inside the airport too. This is the main thoroughfare going through the center of the airport. I'm telling you, you can't appreciate the size of this place until you drive through it. And if you watch on the right here, he's waiting for somebody to be speeding through here. Okay, my camera person just got out of the car. She didn't want to be on the camera, so I went ahead and mounted it on the rear view mirror. This might be better, it might be worse. I don't know. Let's find out. This is just one of the terminals inside the airport. There are 5 of them, all mostly like this one. Each one's a little bit different because they were built in different years. But everything you're looking at here is Terminal B. If you don't know exactly where you're going, you can really get thrown a loop in this place. But we do this at least once a week, so I know the path like the back of my hand for each terminal. The walkway we're going under now is where airplanes go. These are runways, basically. The road goes under them. Give you a good idea how much traffic goes through this place every day. As you can see, there's a whole lot of exits. And since we're in the Chevy and it doesn't have a toll tag, we've got to go through the cash lane. But we'll fast forward through that part. I love this corner when there's nobody in front of me, but unfortunately everybody thinks 35 or 40 is a great speed to go through this corner. And the view of all the highways, that's pretty normal here. This is not considered a big intersection. It only has about 3 or 4 highways coming together at the same place at the top of the airport. Next drive around we do, we'll go a different direction. This is just all asphalt and everything this way. Definitely leave a note in the comments what direction you'd like to go next. We could go visit a quaint little city, or maybe even a ghost town. There are lots of ghost towns in Texas, and you'll have a city that used to have a population of 10,000 that now has a population of 7. You have no idea how hard it is to take a trip this long without turning the radio on. Next time we'll run around and find a ghost town or something fun to run around in. There are lots of neat looking little cities in Texas. But this is the local neighborhood. Now, we always stop at the red lights and stoplights and Trophy Club, because you will get a ticket. Trophy Club claims it's the safest city in Texas, and it's got it on their little digital board coming up on the left. They take a picture of the license plate of every car that goes in and out of the city. I don't know why, but I figure I don't do anything that should concern them, so I don't care if they take a picture of me. Okay, well, that was a fun little ride around. Leave notes in the comments and let me know where you want to go next. And we'll see you next time.